Hello everybody and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. We're continuing our Rex run, and although he's not being very talkative right now, we are going to just continue on with what we were doing before, gathering those mushwoods so we can open the bar, and spending time with our buddy boy and working in construction. Ooh, now you want to talk. You follow the sounds of laughter and find Nomi and Rex playing catch. Or maybe the word for the game they're playing is more like fetch. Nomi throws the ball as far as they can and Rex tears after it, climbing and leaping over anything in his way like it's not even there. Rex hands the ball back to Nomi, and Nomi winds up to throw it again, but at the last second they palm the ball and hide it under their arm. Rex barrels off away from Nomi with his ground-eating stride and gets pretty far away before he stops and looks around confused. He looks back at Nomi, who waggles the ball at him and bursts out laughing. "Nomi!" he shouts, running back to them. He picks up and hauls them over his shoulder, and Nomi shrieks with delight as Rex spins them around. Two Helio kids in their crisp uniforms pass by, glaring archly at Nomi and Rex. "Fuck you guys!" Rex sets Nomi down, and then spots you over Nomi's shoulder. "Well, hey, Abby!" he says, and Nomi turns around and gives you a stunningly bright smile. Rex slings his arm over Nomi, and Nomi lays their hand on his shoulder. They're both breathless and beaming with happiness. "What's the deal with your Helio friends?" Rex and Nomi look at each other and stick out their tongues. "They aren't our friends," Rex replies, shrugging. "Well, all they want to do is act like mindless little soldiers and measure each other's dicks." He rolls his eyes. "There's so many more fun things to do with..." Nomi thumps Rex in the chest. "Don't be gross," they whine. "Sorry, Nomi," Rex apologizes. "I just mean, we don't need anyone else. Ever since we were kids, it's been me and Nomi here. They're my best friend. I love them like my sibling." Nomi smiles shyly and hides their face. "Rex is my best friend, too." "Oh, buddy," Rex coos and wraps his whole body around Nomi's smaller one. He kisses them noisily on the cheek, snuffling into their hair, while Nomi shrieks with laughter again. "We were always the odd ones out on the heliopause," Rex says. "People thought we were weird, you know? But you probably don't see it because everyone is so awesome here. But compared to the rest of those smug, boring jerks, we really stuck out. But I'd rather be different than be like them." He looks down at Nomi, who beams up at him. "And I got to be different with my best friend, which was awesome. We just hung out together and had our own fun while everyone else trained to be proper little soldiers. Right, Nomi?" Nomi frowns. "Like Vase and all his cronies," they say quietly. "It wasn't all fun and games." Rex shushes Nomi and strokes his hand through their hair. "I know," he says, "but that's in the past. We don't have to grow up to be soldiers. We could be here now, and there's so many more people to be friends with." He shoots you a smile. "Like Yabby. Maybe more than friends?" "Oh, I'm sorry, Nomi." Nomi grimaces and makes a yuck noise in the Rex shoulder, but Rex's smile gets even bigger. "Well, I wouldn't say no." I took an even closer look at Sim this time. I didn't even realize this was an option. This time you'll catch Sim doing something weird and alien. You send a survey drone to follow him and watch through your holopalm as he heads into the forest. He comes to a still pond and crouches by it, staring intently into the water. Then with a flick of his wrist, he snatches an eel from the depths and bites its head clean off. Then he looks up at the drone and gives you a jaunty wave, as if he knew it was there all along. Wait, does Sim usually eat raw living animals, or was he just doing it because he knew you were trying to catch him doing something weird? Probably a little bit of both. Alright, let's do some more construction. You work with Rex on the construction crew this month. His particular brand of enthusiasm is infectious. Every day feels like hanging out with your best friend. Rex is a hard worker when he wants to be. He has a lot of passion for building and his eyes light up when he talks about how the colony is going to grow and change as it matures. He's really interested in how people use different spaces, and how the space itself can change their behavior. Seek sends you both on an errand to pick up some mushwood scaffolding. "I can't believe Seek asked us to go fetch these poles," Rex laughs, adjusting the grip on the end of his armful of poles. "Get it? Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not gonna happen." You groan audibly and wonder if he can make or tolerate such bad jokes about his own canine features. "Oh, I'll take any excuse to make people laugh," he smiles. "But what's really funny is, I've never even seen a real dog, and I probably never will. But before the Helio left Earth, I guess the big fashion craze was for people to splice animal traits into their genomes. It sounds like FixFox." He hums. "If I'm the only dog boy, does that make me super fashionable?" You get to the construction site and start setting up the areas for scaffold. The mushwood poles are strong and flexible, perfect for creating temporary supports, and light enough for 2 people to put them up quickly. You volunteer to be the, let's see, planner or climber? I want to be the climber. You balance deftly on the poles as Rex hands them up to you one at a time and tells you where they go. Working together, you get the scaffolding built in less than a day. Rex beams at the scaffolding proudly. We make a good team. Hell yeah, we do. I love that even through all the war that's apparently going on Earth, everybody's like, you know what? I really want to make my child have dog ears. That's the most important thing to me right now. Oh? You're looking for Rex by the construction site, but Rex finds you first. Tacklehug! You turn to the source of the yell. Rex is barreling towards you, arms outstretched. You have about 2 seconds to decide how to react. Leap into his arms. You ready yourself and launch into his embrace, catching a glimpse of Rex's delighted smile as he scoops you up into his strong arms. He lifts you off your feet and swings you around laughing. Hey yo, Yabby, Rex exclaims. He holds you easily against his chest. What's a good person like you doing in a place like this? I give him a peck on the cheek. Rex's cheek is warm and soft, and you can feel the curl of his smile under your lips. He sets you down on your feet and cups your face in his hands and presses a friendly kiss to your forehead. Nice to see you too, Yabby, he says. You think you're starting to understand this strange Helio boy and his love of hugs. So, Rex asks, crossing his arms, were you looking for me? What you need? Let's do something fun. Rex tilts his head. Like what? Oh my god. You know what? Fuck it. I'm here for this. I'm hot. You're hot. Let's make out. Rex's eyes go wide, and he bites his lip with his fang. Oh man, he says, rubbing his hands down his face in mock agony. I mean, obviously, yes. Hello, Yabby. Hit me up literally any other time. But I'm actually super stoked to work on the build today. He looks over his shoulder at the construction project behind him, then looks back at you with a devilish smile. If you want, you can come see what we're working on. There's lots of cool little private rooms and stuff. Lead the way. You follow Rex back to the construction site. He waves at the other workers, then leads you out to a half-built room that's almost completely out of their line of sight. This is the best I can do, he whispers, bracketing you against the wall with his arms. But honestly, it's kind of fun, right? He's right. It is kind of fun. You and Rex emerge from the construction site. Oh, that took off 100 stress. Hell yeah. Look at that face. You and Rex emerge from the construction site sometime later, rumpled and kiss-bitten and just a little bit contrite. The other construction workers tactfully don't take notice as Rex kisses you one more time and sends you off with a jaunty wave. You feel more relaxed than you have for weeks. Hell yeah. Oh, Rex approaches you during your lunch break. Hey, Abby, he says entreatingly. I could sure use some help at the bar. Do you think you could hang out for a while after our shift and give me a hand? He frowns and scratches his ear. I'm trying to convince Chief Administrator Seek to donate some supplies for the project, but they're being really stingy. They think expanding the lounge is frivolous. Seek thinks emotions are frivolous. Rex collapses into a sad heap beside you at the table, his head in his hands. I think they're worried that someone from the Helio is going to take their job, like Lum did with the governor position. He sighs. They're super rude to us. I've never done anything to piss off Seek, he growls. I'm just a spacer kid. I know he came out of nowhere on you, but I just want to make friends. Why do they make it so hard? How am you going to build a roof out of just mushwood sticks with no fittings or screws or glues or anything? I could deal with Seek, but what if we go for a different style? You've seen holovids of the way people used to build things before they had nanoprinters. They wove curved bamboo shoots and palm fronds into flat pieces, like fabric but super strong, and arranged them into arches that distributed the weight evenly. No screws required. You and Rex weave young, fresh mushwood together until you have more than enough to provide cover for the bar. Rex adds some architectural flourishes like multi-tiered eaves to drain away the water in the wet season. It holds together and looks neat. Hell yeah! Oh shoot, I forgot to save my dad. Oops. We'll save him for the governor run, I promise. It just slipped my mind. Don't you hate when you forget about your dad's debilitating disease and then he fucking dies? Oops. Vertumnalia. It's time for us. Oh, the secret admirer. You have a secret admirer? I have been flirting with Rex a lot. Maybe it could be him this time. Talent show. Mars and Rex report to the stage for the all-talent extravaganza. Rex has nano-printed a guitar and bows deeply to Mars before taking the stage. "I dedicate this performance to your beauty, milady," he says, and Mars giggles. Rex plucks a simple but charming song about how the most important quality in a partner is confidence. Mars takes the stage after him and does... well, you can't see very well from the wings of the stage, but it seems to be some kind of interpretive dance about freedom? Autonomy? Whatever it is, it has some of the adults wiping away tears. What do you do? A comedy routine, why not? I just threw some shit in there at the end. "You have the crowd in stitches. People are literally crying with laughter. You win by a large margin of applause. Aw, yeah. Now let's see. Who could our admirer be? Rex, is it you? Is it you?" Rex is lounging in a hammock he's set up between two mushwood poles. He looks like he's snoozing, but his ears twitch and he opens one eye as you approach. "Can't sneak up on me, Yabby," he groans, stretching. "People have tried." "Someone gave you the data band. It might have been Rex." "Are you my secret admirer?" "You've got a what?" Rex laughs. "Secret admirer? Nah, secret's not my style. But you know, I'm not ruling it out." Okay, so that's a no? Mars? Are you my secret admirer? Oh! Yes! We've got one of our partners. Sounds like fun. I'm in. Started dating Mars. Hell yeah, my place. We've got one of our two partners for this run. Now we just need to get Rex. I mean, we already made out with him, but we gotta make it official. Mwah. Ooh, at the next SFC club meeting, Mars swears in Nomi and Rex. "Do you swear that you will, to the best of your ability, protect and defend this colony against our enemies, and faithfully keep the secret oath forever and ever?" Nomi and Rex both agree. The pledge sounds a lot more political than you remember. Mars hands them both pins with the SFC Club's logo. The first order of business is apparently dishing at more about Governor Lum. "What do you think about him?" Mars drills Rex and Nomi. "Is he as ignorant as he looks? He's not like pretending to be a nullhead just to lure us into a false sense of security, right?" Nomi and Rex look at each other awkwardly. Rex clears his throat and scratches behind his ear. "Nah, Lum's just another meathead military guy. Honestly, he wasn't even really good at doing that, so I think they gave him a desk job just to keep him out of the way. Then we came through the wormhole and..." He makes a splat noise. "Bunch of people up top died, so he was the only one left." Nomi nods. "Yeah," they confirm. "He's like pretty okay, I guess. We don't know him that well." Mars stares openly at Nomi and Rex. "Wait, you're telling me that he's the leader of the whole colony, and he has all the governing experience of a Trippet sandwich?" Nomi and Rex look at each other again, then shrug and nod. "Ugh!" Mars exclaims, pulling her hair in indignation. "I could be a better governor than this idiot. He just sits in his office recording stupid HoloNet videos about how we're winning and winning. It's so pointless." Mars slumps in her chair and puts her head in her hands. "What are we gonna do about this planky nullhead? Overthrow the governor." Mars's eyes go wide. "What? We could. Why not? If we want a better future, we're gonna have to build it ourselves." Yeah. Ooh! Today you're tagging along with Mars's dads, Al and Bernie, as they visit a nearby lumberyard. There's been some concern over the supply, and while you're there you can learn about the colony's mushwood logging operation. In the transport on the way there, it's clear the two of them have different opinions on what type of wood to use for a new project. I'm gonna pay attention. "Mushwood is perfectly good option, and you know it," Al says. "It's efficient and ecologically sustainable." Al explains that it only takes a year for the light, flexible fungus to grow into usable mushwood. The loggers cut down the mush trees at the end of their growing cycle, during wet, when they're the tallest. Because it's a perennial fungus, they don't even have to replant the trees. The logs are then soaked in an acid solution and left to dry and cure. They'll last for up to 10 years before they naturally break down and have to be replaced. The only reason we're having this conversation is because the Helios, Al says disdainfully, don't care about this sustainability. They want to log gnarlwood instead. Sustainability is important, Bernie concedes, but what about the colony's survival? Bernie explains that the loggers have been cutting down strands of gnarlwood, tougher trees, some over 1,000 years old. The wood is extremely dense, almost like metal. It's much sturdier material than mushwood. Buildings made with gnarlwood will last hundreds of years. Plus, he adds, nothing gets through it easily. It's as strong as a ship's hull. If we build with gnarlwood, we'll be much more protected from xeno attacks. You arrive at the logging site and they still can't decide. Al thinks they should go with good old, fast-growing mushwood. Bernie thinks for safety of the colony, the logging camp needs to put up production on the old-growth gnarlwood. What do you think? I mean, I think this would give us defense for the colony if we went with the gnarlwood, but I don't care. We're going for the peace ending either way, but also, it just reminds me of sequoia trees. Those are my favorite type of trees. And they can get so big if you don't cut them down and destroy them for no reason. So we're going to stick with mushwood. Bernie throws up his hands. To Al more than to you. He exclaims, wow, great, sure. Just let the Xenos traipse right up the walls, and it'll break down and have to be replaced in a few years anyway. He turns to you. We're going to build a new creche out of this, where babies will live. Helpless babies, Yabby. Are you sure? Yes. Bernie makes a noise of frustration. I get it, I do, but at some point we have to consider what we need to survive here. Al and Bernie watch, both equally relieved, as the loggers load your mushwood into the transport. Hooey! Al wipes his forehead and reaches for Bernie's hand. Thanks for helping us settle this, Yabby. Bernie takes his hand and laughs. We were out here for hours yesterday, humming and hawing, until the mill workers sent us packing. They raise their clasped hands together in celebration. 3 cheers for the decider! Oh god, please don't make me the decider. I'm gonna get so stressed out. But I mean, I can understand, because they don't have the knowledge I do. I know that there's a peaceful ending to this, but Al and Bernie don't. So it's understandable for Bernie to be a little concerned about the gnarlwood and maybe using it. You know, sustainability isn't the thing people think about most during a war. But we know it's going to be okay. It's just nobody else does. So our decision doesn't seem to make much sense. Ooh, this week you're learning to use a powered exosuit that allows you to lift heavy things yourself. Maybe we shouldn't do this during dark? The suits are slow moving and have a lot of blind spots. And well, then we definitely shouldn't use it during glow. So you're supposed to work with a buddy who clears the path and directs you. Rex directs you to move a heavy box, then turns around to adjust something. Oh no, you definitely overextended your reach on this thing. You can feel the panic in the pit of your stomach as the exosuit creaks forward, pulling you off balance and... towards Rex! Time slows to a crawl. The shadow of the crate falls over his fragile, unsuspecting form. The crate you're carrying weighs several tons. Rex is surrounded by delicate machinery. What do you do? Luckily I have toughness. Regain control. In the feat of nearly impossible strength, you wrench the power armor back from the brink of failure. It whirs angrily, catching Rex's attention. He turns around and his eyes go wide. Whew, doing okay up there? He calls to you with a smile. He has no idea how close he came to death. Death comes for us all. But not today. Maybe today. Alright, we're gonna hide inside as usual. And let the colony get exploded by Lum being a dumbass. Unfortunately, the defenses weren't good. Do you think Bernie is looking at me right now like, maybe it would have been if you chose gnarlwood, Yabby? Maybe you would have gotten stabbed in the thigh with shrapnel, Yabby? It's fine. Now I have a cool scar. And that is where we will end it off for today. We have grown up again, and I'm excited to see what Rex wants to talk to us about next. We have achieved many things this time. Not only did we work more in construction and see some new stuff from Sim that we actually haven't seen before, but we got our girlfriend, and now we just need to get our boyfriend. But we'll worry about that next time. Until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourself, take your duty as the decider seriously, and have a good day.